Hey guys, Jacob with Jacob Comics. Alright, we have a really fun episode. We're going to be reviewing Detective Comics 1066 with that super awesome cover there. Check that out, guys. Alright, now before we get dived into the issue, I do want to let you guys know about the 600 subscriber giveaway. When we hit 600 subscribers, we'll be giving this book away. It's a Marvel #1 variant cover. All you have to do is like the video, comment down below, and be subscribed to the channel, and that'll give you a chance to win. Now, as always, I want to let you guys know we're going to be going heavy into spoilers for Detective Comics 1066, so if you don't want to be spoiled, that's your warning. Next up, we always got to shout out the creative team, because without the creative team we wouldn't have a comic book, right guys? So on writing duties we have Ram V. The pencils are done by Ivan Reese. The inks are done by Danny Mickey. The colors by Dave Stewart. Letters by Ariana Maher. And that super cool cover by Evan Eagle. Alright, let's go ahead and get started at the front of the book here. And we see at what happened at the end of the last issue, Batman was unconscious in Gotham Harbor, and Detective Gordon saved him, and he's nursing him back to health. And he's thinking, Detective Gordon is thinking, roughly 72 hours ago, things seemed familiar as the Orgum Sunskipper yacht drifted into Gotham Harbor, bringing with it the scion of the Orgums of Svalstral. It seemed a familiar tragedy awaited. A coordinated attack attempted to assassinate 20-year-old Arzen Orgum. Gotham's mayor Nakano and Commissioner Montoya were in attendance, and yet, like so many times before, they seemed bereft of answers and shorn of power. If it hadn't been for the dramatic intervention of Gotham's own Caped Crusader, things might have ended very differently for Prince Arzen. Yet, even in this fortuitous intervention, Gotham's tragedy is even more apparent. How many times have we watched? How many times has this city been witness to strife and conflict that have cost its citizens their lives and livelihoods and more? But the true cost of that seemingly endless war has been the soul of Gotham City. As stated 72 hours ago, things seem familiar, but a lot can change in 3 days. As we see Batman waking up, and he says, "You nearly drowned in the bay. I pulled you from the water. All the crap they dump in there, I'm surprised it didn't just eat you up from the inside." And we see that Gordon's kind of wrapped his face in bandages. He says, "Not because you were injured, but because I didn't want to know who you were." And so he kind of tells them that the Batman saved the royal Orgum family, and now they're here, gulp, to save this city. As we see down here at the bottom, the Orgum family and this super cool Arkham Asylum that they're attempting to rebuild. It's been destroyed, as you can see there. Half of it's fallen, and so Batman says that it was the League, Talia loyalists to be specific. They planned this for some reason, and I need to find out why. He does say also to Gordon, "I didn't know you were back in Gotham." And Gordon says, "I didn't know I was coming back. Didn't think anyone cared." And Batman says, "I'm glad you're back, Jim." And Gordon replies, "I know." And that's exactly what, as he turns to look, Batman does his, famous vanishing act as Gordon looks to see Batman gone and says, "I was afraid of." And then we go to Two-Face here. And Two-Face, he basically like says he's back because this guy's like, "Honestly, Harv, we didn't know you were back. Not like this anyway. I'd have stepped aside if I'd only known it was." And Two-Face says, "Really, I'd have thought there was at least a 50-50 chance of my return, Louis. As Louis says, please, Harv, I'm just asking you to give me another chance. As Two-Face flips the coin and says, oh, trust me, I am. As it lands the wrong way, and Two-Face shoots him, and he says, we have all of us been adrift for too long. There was a time the undertow of this city flowed with purpose. It had an ideology beyond simplistic good and evil heroes and villains. It was powerful enough to drag you in, should you linger in the wrong place for too long. I feel like I've been a ghost these past years, drifting like the rest of you through a city I no longer recognize, a city that no longer recognized me. Gotham is changing, and for a moment I thought I was too. Then I looked in the mirror, and the truth was staring me in the face. The more things change, the more they stay the same. Gotham has always had two sides, a day and a night, a light and a dark. I want you to spread the word. I'm back, and I'm taking control, and you all get to pick a side. My good side or my bad side? As we get the return of Two-Face, or so he is leading everyone to believe, as we'll find out right now. Because in Two-Face's head, as everyone kind of walks away from this situation, he goes, careful now, Harvey. You ham it up too much and they'll smell the lies you're feeding them. I was never that poetic, you know. I was always more of an ugly truth kind of guy. And the ugly truth is that you won't be able to keep this up for too long. That demon inside you will keep pushing until you break. Look down at your hand, Harvey, at the pristine face of that coin. You killed a man, Harv, all by yourself. How long can you keep doing that? You will break. Harvey, you always do. There's only one person who can help us now. And only I can get to him without the demon inside. You knowing of it. You know who he is behind that mask. All you have to do is tell me. As one of the new bad guys comes in. His name's Gale, and he says, no. Should I be worried that a man with two faces is talking to himself? But then I suppose we all have our inner demons, don't we, Mr. Dent? As Harvey says, I'm fine, Gale, and I'm getting them all under control, like you wanted. As Gale replies, oh, I know. I can see everything that my Asmir sees through your eyes. I can hear everything you hear. You will do well to remember that. As he replies, look, if this is about Doc Mead, and Gale says, it isn't. Now tell me about the power stations. As he continues to kind of tell him about where the power stations are and who might be stopping them from getting into one of the power stations. And Gale replies that he'll take a look at it himself. As we go to the rebuilding of Arkham Asylum, and Wayne's shown up, and everyone's surrounding Arzen and asking young Mr. Arzen what his plans for, and are you backing Mayor Nakano for the re-election? Everyone's wondering what he's, because he's saying he's going to be a philanthropist and try to be good, bring the city back to its feet. Well, Arzen sees Bruce there, and he says, Mr. Wayne, Bruce Wayne, Arzen Orgum, I just wanted to reach out and say thanks. Bruce says, thanks for what? And Arzen says, for everything you've done for Gotham, everything your family has done for this city. You see, Mr. Wayne, I'm somewhat of an admirer. I come from an old family that bears responsibility in many ways for the new world, or so I'm told. We've always had an underlying interest in Gotham, you see, but we have been reluctant to participate in the things we claim ownership of. I mean, look at this place. All these years of disrepair and disrepute, and yet someone had to bomb Arkham for us to come back and take hold of it. The Waynes, on the other hand, you don't mind getting your hands dirty, no matter the cost. I admire that. I would love to learn more about this city from you, Mr. Wayne. Perhaps a visit to Wayne Manor? As Bruce replies, I don't live at Wayne Manor anymore, Mr. Orgum. If you're truly interested in helping this city, Arzen, then you're starting at the right place. Welcome to Gotham. We could do with more people interested in helping this city. As Bruce walks away, and Shavad, kind of like his mom, basically, walks up and it says, Bruce Wayne, the symbol of a past that failed this city, we would not be wise to associate with such a man. As he says, you really think so, Shavad? I know stories, billionaires, playboys, fast cars, and pretty things, but look at him. Does that really look like the man in the stories? She replies, the past decays, Master Arzen, but it chooses to preserve an image of vibrancy and glamour. This is what we came here to address. A city that lives as a ghost of its past self. Is there a more fitting symbol? He's a relic waiting to be torn down. We brought down one relic this morning. Did you see how they did it? Explosives placed with precision to be efficient and unobtrusive. That was that picture of them kind of destroying half of Arkham that was already in disrepair. We get this other panel of Batman kind of traveling to go see what's going on with some of his investigations. He's found that the same power station information, right? And so he gets down to the power station, and he's not quite sure who's down here, but he's thinking, someone could be down here, and Detective Gordon's kind of talking to him on the ear to ear, and saying, that he's not sure who it is, Sullivan, Maroney, who knows, but watch your back. Word is they never came out. As Batman says, Jim, it's cold. This place is cold. And as we see kind of a little bit earlier, slightly earlier, in comes Arzen before Batman gets there. And it's actually the return of Victor Freeze. Good old Mr. Freeze, guys. There he is. And so Arzen says to him, Victor Freeze, such curiosities linger in the darkness of this city. And Mr. Freeze replies, I don't know what you are or what you want. I just want to be left alone. And Arzen says, yes, I'm sure you do. But change is coming to Gotham, Victor Freeze. And you are far too valuable a piece to leave to fate. Tell me, Victor, do you know what an Asmere is? As we see for the first time, the reveal that he definitely is a werewolf. So we get kind of like so he appeared, I want to say like 3 issues ago or so, as we get the reveal of him turning into the werewolf right there, right? it's cool. Check this out too. So then it kind of pulls back to, this is just as Batman showed up, right? Is as he's kind of taken control of Mr. Freeze, and there's the werewolf versus Batman, and so Batman comes in and he's like, the wolf of Bezetta Jahane, and Arzen says, our reputations precede us, Batman. I'll admit, I have been looking forward to, as there's this beep, beep, beep sound, and Batman turns and saying, Freeze, no. And Freeze says, "I'm sorry, Batman," as he hits his bombs and freezes Batman in place, as we see down here. He's just frozen. So our hero is left in a frozen predicament, trapped by Arzen and Mr. Freeze. And then we go to the backup story, which continues this story with Two-Face and his inner demons. And I do want to shout out, some of the art in this is super awesome. Check this panel out here. We also do get the new character, which is going to be the character right here on this side. The new character shows up and seems to do something and is able to talk to the evil side of Two-Face. And I'm not really sure. They don't give us a resolution as to what he's done to him, but he does. They kind of get into a battle, right? And he wins the battle, but then he kind of mind melds him right there, and he's seeing inside and kind of talking to the evil version, right? And so we see here at the end that this new character has left, and Harvey wakes up by himself there, and he still does seem to be in control, and the evil side is nagging him and says that, I'm basically like, I'm close to being able to get out. If you fall asleep again, watch your back, basically. So yeah, that was Detective Comics 1066. I really do like the art. It's kind of growing on me on this book. I definitely like some of the splash panels on this were really awesome. I like the way the dude drew the werewolf. It was super cool. I guess he's like a new character. Like I said, I don't think the Arzen family has appeared before, but he's kind of like the Arzen family's main muscle, that big werewolf guy. So I thought, I don't know, I kind of enjoyed it. So far, and I'm with Ram V, because usually, he does tell good stories. And I feel like I do feel like there's been a lot of setup with this Detective Comics throughout this run, and I'm definitely waiting for it to get to the action beats. You know what I'm saying? But I'm still gonna give it a thumbs up. I really dug the art in this issue. It did move the story forward. I super kind of geeked out when I turned the page and had the reveal of Mr. Freeze has shown up in the title. So that was fun, and I really liked the way that Mr. Freeze was drawn. It was, yeah, I don't know. That's what I have today, guys. It's just a fun book right now. It's not like raving reviews like, oh yeah, guys, go out and buy it. But it's a fun book. It's got a super kind of art deco, or not art deco, but like a more painted art style. And so if you like that, if you'd like to see a more darker painted art style Batman, yeah, give Detective Comics a try. It hasn't been that bad. And it's probably going to be getting better pretty soon, because we've been setting up all these characters, and now we're finally starting to get to some fighting. And, Batman's locked up in a prison of ice now, so excitement has to be right around the corner, right, guys? All right, that's what I have today. Batman 1066 gets a thumbs up. All right, guys, remember, if you like this kind of content, like, comment, subscribe. It helps the algorithm, and it'll give you a chance to win the Marvel book when we hit 600 subscribers. All right, guys, we'll see you tomorrow, and have a great day.